Yeah, man. So as an independent artist, y'all know finances is one of the biggest things that's a hindrance to getting to the next level. But today, I gotta grind. I'm a live streamer as well. We try to figure out ways to fund our dreams, and this is one of them.
Siya lang? Bakit?
Yo, it doesn't look bad.
We might have lighted it.
Birthday niya bukas.
Birthday niya bukas, so may cake. Homemade cake.
Homemade. Look at
can-
that. Look at
as you
that
can
beautiful
see-
cake.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Matty. Happy birthday to you.
How'd you turning, bro?
thank you.
Birthday, Pops!
Happy 13.
13, yeah!
You don't want to call me in the night. It makes me feel alive. Hey! Na-na-na-na. Hands off. Na-na-na-na. Hey!
Ever since I was a little kid, I've always been into music, listening to pop songs, standing in front of the TV, singing along to Mix, MTV, idolizing some of the biggest artists. Back when I was younger, I was born 1994, so I'm a 90s baby. What's up, y'all? My name is Matty. I was born in Quezon City, Philippines. Then I moved to Springfield, Virginia in 2008. I was 14 years old. Growing up, I was surrounded by music. My father was in a band called Cantana.
Maybe she can jam with us tonight.
He was the lead singer of that band, and I remember vividly he would pull me up on stage when I was like 3-4 years old, and I would sing along to their songs. I would know all their songs word for word, and I still do now, actually. Having that influence has definitely shaped who I am as a person and my love for music. I've also, grew up listening to, some of the biggest artists and mimicking their styles and their sound and pretending to be them growing up. So that has really shaped me in terms of my musical style, my writing styles, and what kind of music I like to make.
I can give you time if you want me to. Don't you take for granted what I do for you. Said that you were down, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I moved into Springfield, Virginia when I was 14. I dabbled into the music a little bit. I was doing musicals. Right here. Okay. So basically this right here. I wouldn't say that was my favorite thing. I was in chorus. But I also dabbled into YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Windows down and the wind is blowing. We don't know where we are going.
As a Filipino, I saw the likes of AJ Raphael, Jeremy Passion, Gabe Bondoc. I saw them, succeeding and excelling at what they did on YouTube.
Leaving by a song. Out of all these women, ain't no competition.
As a young kid, being Filipino and loving music as well, I envisioned myself to do that professionally when I grew up.
We don't know where we are going. Hand on the wheel, other hand she's holding. Driving around town with the prettiest.
eventually, I didn't have the consistency, the work ethic, nor did I have the plan to keep pursuing my YouTube artistry. And so I kind of forgot about it. Going into college, you realize you're going to have to pay the bills somehow. So, realistically, I ended up going for the Filipino dream. I decided to pursue nursing. And after college, the music kind of took a back seat. I was into my nursing career. I was focused on getting good grades and getting my first big boy job, I guess you could say. But on my live streams, I do a lot of acoustic stuff, and that's as raw and as stripped down as you can get. I typically write my songs on the guitar, just me, and then I present my ideas to Leaf and then we amplify it. I was also doing content creation for fitness as well. When I was in nursing school, I had a tragic accident that almost cost me my life, unfortunately. Being young and stupid, I went out the night before, partying with my friends, barely getting any sleep. I decided that I would go drive to JMU. It was college game day at that time to go visit my friends. I fell asleep behind the wheel. I overcorrected, and then I hit a tree. I suffered some serious injuries. I had some fractured ribs, parts of my lungs collapsed, and also my stomach went through my diaphragm, so I couldn't breathe. Felt like I was drowning, and next thing you know, I was in the hospital and I was headed for emergent surgery to repair my diaphragm. Adversity builds character, and I could honestly say from the bottom of my heart that the accident was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. It's definitely impacted the way I look at life. At 23, almost losing your life will almost put things into perspective for you. You really find out what's important to you, who's important to you, and you realize that this life is truly precious. It's kind of a scary thought that in just a split second I could have died right there and then. After the accident, I knew I wanted to do something different. I did have a passion for nursing, but I knew in my heart that my passion really was with the music or with my fitness. So I then started my social media account with fitness. I was able to grow that, grow a following there. And because COVID hit, I wasn't able to go to the gym, wasn't able to make content for my fitness page. But then I get a call from my brother. He tells me that Leaf opened up a studio during COVID. I got really excited because I knew Leaf was very talented. He also worked with my brother, and I saw what he was capable of doing already. Even though he was just starting, I knew that this kid had a lot of potential.
I kind of had a view of J Matty as like the celebrity guy. It's like, cause like every time he or other people talk about him, it's always like good vibes type shit. And I actually got to meet him a year before when I was a freshman in school. Got to visit his crib, jam out with him a little bit.
You see that white people? Yes.
Pretty much, we didn't really get close until he started recording, which was probably like 2021, late 2020. Then he started like coming a lot. He got addicted to like recording music, which was cool because I was able to practice my skills and use him as my first guinea pig to really like hone down my skills as a producer, songwriter, and engineer.
So hypnotic in your element. Get a penthouse suite.
Fast forward to the studio, that first studio sesh. We dropped Prettiest Woman, a song I wrote all the way back in high school. It was just kind of just testing everything out, you know, see how I am in the studio, what my work process is, what Leaf's work process is.
So hypnotic in your element. Got a penthouse suite with an ocean view. Swimming silky sheets, get you feeling loose. When you're gone, I'm craving for this point of view.
Just start a little more.
And ever since then, you know, we had such a good time. And the product was really good as well. Ever since then, we just kept going. There was no looking back.
Wow, guys, we're here.
That's why the other AC downstairs was.
Because that's the hill.
Yo, this shit nice, man. You know what I mean? Hollywood.
Weekend singing.
A particular moment when I knew that I could really vibe with this person was when the lights were dim and then he had a cowboy hat on and he turns around and goes, "DC, how y'all doing?" And his most like energetic voice, his face is all red and all that. I said, wow, he is such a solid performer. Like, you know, like he really loves to perform.
What initially stood out to me about J Matty was his glasses. The branding was there.
I've known J Matty through Leaf. Leaf went to school with J Matty's brother, and then I think they just kind of started connecting through that. And then J Matty joined kind of our little Filipino community since he was moving up here, and I think just getting to know him and through all these different settings.
Hands up, hey, what? DC and Pro, how y'all doing? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Y'all ready? All right, I won't.
I think we've definitely found a kind of connection outside of music through sports, which is nice, and so we've kind of that's kind of a way that we've kind of connected. I feel like he and I have kind of similar chill personalities, so we kind of get along that way. But it's been cool to grow with him musically too, but at the same time, finding a connection outside of music that kind of has made our relationship even better. Matty. So Matty, on the other hand, he's like a bigger brother that I've never had. He's very goofy, even though he portrays himself as this macho man. You know what I mean? But he's cool. He's cool. He's cool once you get to know him.
Di ko na kaya, I need you every umaga. I need that flavor on my tongue with you, hindi na kasawa. Only stimulant I need, just fill my heart.
At first, that's what I thought. I thought he was gonna be this, cause he used to be so huge back in the day when I first met him, but now he's just like this cute sunshine guy, making pop country songs.
The first thing I thought of is like, man, this guy reminds me of my cousins, because he's like somewhat older, Filipino vibe, just like that side of my family. I'm the youngest of the cousins. So he kind of gave me this like older brother type vibe. I think we all kind of feel that from Matt. And yeah, and then the second impression was he sings country. it's not what you would expect, right? He's very Filipino, but he's got that country voice, and so he proved me wrong when I was like, country is his vibe, but it kind of is.
So far as like rehearsals, everything.
Loyal.
Oh, let's start it, bro.
I love J Matty. He's got such good vibes. I love his voice too. Yeah, J Matty's great. He's inspiring to me, king of content, and I like that he just seems like such an honest, good person at his core, and that is just nice to be around. And we have a lot of similar interests too. He likes sports and music.
That's a rap part.
Oh.
The Chicago dude that was sending me death threats, bro.
Oh, I ain't worried about that nigga, bro.
You said someone sent you death threats?
Yeah. Because this girl pulled up to my show and he was like, "Did you go out with her after the show?"
Yeah, so without the accident, to be honest, I can't say that I would be doing music. I might have just, gone the safer route, went out to keep doing my thing as a nurse and further my education probably. I was thinking of being a CRNA, which is a nurse anesthetist. And initially I wanted to do that because I wanted the bag, I wanted the money. But then after that accident, you realize it's not just about the money. It's about the things you love. It's about what makes you happy.
See me? I'm off the clock. So I'm an artist in LA. In Virginia,
That's
I'm a
the
nurse.
energy that I want to surround myself with, just because you're the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you're surrounded by 5 J Mattys, you know that you're going to succeed. With Matty, he's a very level-headed dude, and I never had a big brother figure in my life.
Whatever happened to the
For me, being around him makes me feel safe, makes me feel like I'm able to be childish around him just because I know that I'm safe. He makes me feel safe. He always makes me laugh, and he listens to my problems too and gives me sound advice. So that's how I built trust with Matty.
It's fun to do content with J Matty. Like, I've done a lot of his past content and just like hanging out and just goofing and laughing, whatever. But I really love our freestyle sessions. We also talk about deep stuff. Like, we end up talking about one thing and then it leads to another, like life at one point, and then we'll talk about the human evolution. Like, how did we get there? I mean, like, he and I are pretty close, so.
We championship team, baby.
Of course. Nothing but net, you been what?
Say what?
Nothing but net, you been what?
Nothing but net, I be balling. Nothing but net, I be scoring. Swish.
We were probably making music for like 7 months or so. Matty basically lived here. He didn't really live here. He still had a house down in Richmond, or a apartment. He was still nursing too at that time. He would come here once a week and stay for 2 days or 3 days, and we'd just be cooking up, like literally like cooking up like there was no tomorrow. And sometimes I miss those days because he would just pull up and we'd just be making music. There was no expectation, there was no deadline. It was just like, yo, let's just write.
I'm gonna need y'all wilding out to this one. I'm gonna need to see y'all bounce and need some middle fingers up in the air. Let's go.
Man, J Matty, funny ass dude.
I'm sipping on something strong and it tastes like you. And now I got you on my tongue. That's why I got you on my mind. I'm sipping on something strong and it tastes like
If you're gonna live this one life that you're given, you might as well do the things that you love and do the things that make you happy. So here we are today, just making music simply because we love it, simply because we like to do it. And, you know, I truly think that I have a purpose with music and I can truly impact the world in a positive manner because of music. Let me do that again. Let me look sexier.